This is Rack and Fin Radio with Tom P., South Jersey's hunting and fishing expert on WPG Talk Radio 1450 and WPG1450.com.
And the time, it is a-flying. Hey, you're inside Rack and Fin Radio with me, Tom P. Weekend of February 27th. WPG 1450 AM, the great talk radio from 6 to 7. And from 7 to 8, 97.3. ESPN FM, 50,000 watts of the Rack and Fin Radio message. Celebrating our 13th year on the air, New Jersey's longest running, most successful outdoor radio program. And I thank you all and the great list of sponsors that will be happening again once March arrives. For the success, it's been a hell of a fun ride. A lot of stuff going on this twixt and tween season. Very important if you are a saltwater angler, particularly stripers, fluke, sea bass. Next Thursday, March 3rd, at the Atlantic County Library, 306 East Jimmy Leeds Road. That's exit 41, north and south on the Garden State Parkway. New Jersey Marine Fisheries Council meeting. Top is going to be sea bass, draconian badass cuts come to that. The Bureau of Marine Fisheries and the Council are going to see what they can do to alleviate some of the very painful cuts that are coming. Also, Delaware Bay, they're going to vote on 4 at 17 inches for summer flounder, a.k.a. fluke, and the striped bass bonus tag program. Our next guest will be Brandon Muffley. He is the head of the Marine Fisheries Administration. He'll be touching on especially the sea bass and the flounder and what's going on with that and some plans for the future. Again, the 2 at 16 inches land-based fluke fishing up there at Island Beach State Park. Will that program be expanded? We don't know. Turkey season application period is done. Okay, I think it's March 28th. The leftover and unclaimed permits will be for sale. Be out there scouting already for the birds. Been weird. We had a sub-zero weather. So they coming in here and do some promotions. Saw 2 gobblers again in strut with a bunch of hens around. So the lovely Denise and I were out there doing some scouting. And guess what? Are back. Guess what? Are back a few days in the 40s and 50s. The ticks are back. Bill Mitchell, Green Beret spray. Very important. He's going to touch on if you're going to be out there scouting for birds or even doing some early season, pickerel, yellow perch fishing, whatever. Watch out for the ticks. They are back. Hey, man, grab that cup, grab that Rebel. A lot of stuff going on. Really jammed show. We'll be right back with Brandon Muffley. Also, hey, you're thinking about it. Hunter education courses. Principal wildlife biologist Nate Figley, who is also the statewide Hunter Ed coordinator with the Division of Fish and Wildlife, will be on. Urges to register for your Hunter Ed classes now for late March, April, May. They won't be as crowded. You wait till August, September, man. October, it can get crazy. Grab that cup, grab that Rebel. Be right back. Rack and Fin Radio. March is already here. Oh, Happy New Year, March 1st. Opening of the striper season. Hey, try to get hold of a show on there. He's up on this, man. With this weather, there's bass around. Anyone's going to know it in the area. It's going to be Captain Dave. Be right back. Too much going on. Rack and Fin Radio.
This is Rack and Fin Radio with Tom P. on WPG Talk Radio 1450.
Yeah, back inside Rack and Fin Radio with me, Tom P. WPG 1450 AM, the great talk radio. Great to have Harry Hurley back in the studio from 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 97.3. ESPN FM, 50,000 watts of the Rack and Fin radio message. Listen, March 3rd, Thursday, coming up at 4 p.m., New Jersey Marine Fisheries Council will hold a public meeting there at the Atlantic County Library, 360 East Jimmy Leeds Road. Okay, what's going to be discussed? Flounder regulations, setting the seasons, dates, bag limits, whatever. Sea bass, taking a hit. We're taking a Mike Tyson to the face on the sea bass. Also, it's going to be discussed is the striper bonus tag program and also the shore-based fishery right there for flounder at Island Beach State Park. Joining us on the Rack and Fin radio line right now is Brandon Muffley. He is the head of Marine Fisheries Administration up there on Route 9 in Port Republic to discuss a very important meeting. People, get involved. This is a public meeting. You can comment. You come in and you sign in and you comment. You get a couple of minutes. Let your voice be heard. Mr. Muffley, how are you? Thanks for joining us today. Springtime is rapidly approaching. Brand, what do you think?
I'm ready for it, Tom. How are you, man?
We were just discussing this back in December, January. Bang, here it is, March already, Brandon. So let's get right to it. The meeting on March 3rd, Atlantic County Library, Jimmy Leeds Road. Delaware Bay, summer flounder, 4 at 17 inches. What do you think?
Well, I'm hoping we're going to have the council to support it. And from what I've heard, from many of the anglers across the state, and even with the council, I think the council is very supportive of where we're going. We put a lot of time with the council and with our ASMFC commissioners to get this approved down at the ASMFC. But we do have to make it final next week and implement this option for anglers down in Delaware Bay to give them. It doesn't make things completely equal in Delaware, but at least it cuts that size limit difference in half, and we'll get down to 17 inches in Delaware Bay.
Well, Brendan, I know there's a posse coming in from the Fortescue, Downs area. They're going to be coming in from also Money Island area. So it's very important, listeners. Again, I stress this. Here's your chance. You can be a bitch and moan. Oh, what are they doing? Here's your chance to opine. Even your observation, even if you're against it, at least, get your input in there. But, Brandon, speaking of that, the rhetoric has calmed down, at least from my end, the past month about guys up in Barnegat Bay or Raritan Bay or whatever, about this special treatment for Delaware Bay. So that's sort of gone by the wayside for now, thankfully, because you have to crawl before you can walk, so to speak. So a lot of inequities around, New York waters, you're in Raritan Bay, you're in New York water, it's crazy. But at least this is a step in the right direction as far as getting some equality into the equation.
Yeah, absolutely. Does it solve everything? Absolutely not. But it's better than where we've been in the last couple of years, and it's the process. And we're just, it's one step in the process. It's a positive step. Sometimes New Jersey doesn't get a whole lot of positive steps when it comes to fisheries management. This is one of them, and I think we need to take advantage of it and not be satisfied with it, but support what we've got, and then let's see how it works, and then see how we can advance something for the following year.
Yep.
So
on the line with us this morning, Brandon Muffley. He is the head of New Jersey Marine Fisheries Administration. Topic is the meeting, March 3rd, 360 East Jimmy Leeds Road. Now, listen, that's a new exit off the Garden State Parkway, people, north and south, exit 41. It's going to start at 4 o'clock, probably run to, there's a lot of stuff to cover here, probably 6 to 6:30 at least. Well, Brandon, what I find so puzzling, the recreational fishing and the commercial, the economic engine, it is in New Jersey, and yet New Jersey seems to be, the smaller states like Connecticut, Rhode Island, Delaware. What's with the treatment here in New Jersey is just sort of, my observation, my opinion, Brandon, just sort of sloughed off to the side. Well, your opinions, we'll take them into consideration, maybe. Well, what's with that?
I mean, it's all about New Jersey's in a unique situation for a lot of different reasons. We have a lot of anglers here in New Jersey, so we have a big impact on fisheries, and the fisheries that take place here and the habitat that's here is so different. We don't completely align with the states to the north of us because of habitat and the way things, fisheries movement, and we don't really align with many of the states to the south, the Chesapeake states and those. So we're in this tough geographic situation because of how our fisheries operate, and we're in a tough situation because we do have such an impact on the fisheries, in terms of harvest and participation. So what happens in New Jersey has a big impact in terms of what happens coastwide. So, it's all about building relationships, and I'm hoping we're all doing. We're working on that quite extensively with our state partners, and I'm hoping, it's give and take, and hopefully you can work on things, and hopefully we'll get some better, results out at the ASMFC.
No, Brandon, that's going to be that's the crux of it. Now, Brandon, to the 2 at 16 inches at Island Beach State Park. I've had several people approach me, emails, texts, whatever. Any plans for expanding this, which I think is a great program? Didn't really impact. I mean, the hue and cry that one. Oh my God, it's going to really screw up the numbers. This is going to be. We don't know. And you guys had the guts to try it. Did it 2 years and has to come up again for approval. Any chance of this program being expanded to other state beach areas?
To be honest, I don't think it's going to happen in 2016, Tom. It's going to stay at Island Beach State Park. The ASMSC approved that to allow, for us to continue that operation at Island Beach State Park. If if the council does move forward with implementing the Delaware Bay measures, it's not a 16-inch fluke, I get that, but it's a 17-inch fluke for all modes throughout the season for everybody. So I think Delaware Bay is getting its much needed, relief on the size limit in Delaware Bay. So I think with sort of those changes, we haven't really been able to find a good place to the north that is as controlled as Island Beach State Park is. So, and with the change with Delaware Bay this year, I think let's see how all of these changes kind of move along. Like you said, I think Island Beach State Park, has been very successful.
Yep.
I've heard a lot of good comments about the program that's gone on out there, and it has not had a negative impact on our harvest estimates in any shape or fashion. So I think it's a good approach. We're doing something different in Delaware Bay this year. Let's see how that works out, and then, I think we can continue to tweak things as we move along.
Now, Brandon, along the coast, we're still looking at, there weren't the draconian cuts that was expected, as with sea bass, and we'll get to that in a second, listeners. But, Brandon, it will stay at 5 at 18 inches, correct?
That's exactly right. And no changes. We'll probably tweak the start date a little bit, the start and end date, but I don't envision it's going to change much. Memorial Weekend is a little later this year, so maybe we get the fluke season started a little bit before Memorial Weekend, get it started maybe the weekend before Memorial Weekend, get those boats in the water and get a jump start to the fishery. So, but in general, it's going to be pretty much the same as it was last year.
Brandon, that's much to the relief of the South Jersey boats and tackle shops, because it seems, and it's not to be dramatic here, but the North versus South, South versus North, they always get this. You used to get that, years gone by. So, yes, with Memorial Day weekend being actually a week later, this could be a win-win all around.
Absolutely.
Okay, Brandon, what is going to be a debacle here, even if it's reduced from what I'm hearing from 23% reduction to 18% reduction with the sea bass. This is, I think, is going to just really take an axe to the heads of the party boats and charter boats and the tackle shops that depend on, or not depend, but a vital part of their business is the sea bass fishery, especially in the summer. What are we seeing?
Yeah, there's no good solution to this, right? I mean, we've been taking cuts year after year after year, it seems like, on black sea bass, and the only thing we're seeing is more and more sea bass in the water.
That's the truth, man. Oh, my God.
So, we had our meeting last night with a number of, we had about 20, 25 guys, advisors, and our council, and we came up with some, trying to be creative and spread the pain as best as we possibly can. So, we still have some work to do on our state side. Pete and Russ are going to be cranking through some stuff, and we got to make some phone calls and get some stuff done before the council meeting to try to get things lined up, to try to get things as best as we possibly can. But we can't cram up with some creative, I think, ways to get some things that may help, particularly that summer fishery. And
right, exactly, Brian. Yeah.
So I think we have some options. It's not going to be good. No, it's never good to take a 23% cut, but I'm hoping we're going to be able to be somewhat creative and come up with something that people at least can get out there and get some opportunities to catch some sea bass.
On the Rack and Fin line list this morning, February 27th, Brandon Muffley, he's the head of New Jersey Marine Fisheries Administration. Topic, the meeting next Thursday, March 3rd, 306 East Jimmy Leeds Road in Galloway, Atlantic County Library. Okay, New Jersey Marine Fisheries Council. We're talking seasons, and we're talking bag limits and what's going to be happening. Now, Brandon, I'll name the group. Pretty good crew there. The JCA, Jersey Coast Anglers Association, sort of urging the council to, hey, man, revolt. Don't refuse to set any regulations that are more stringent than what happened last year. I mean, you're hearing that, I'm sure. Well, so is that realistic, or can the ASMFC actually shut down the season if that's what occurs?
Not only can they will. I mean, if we don't implement, this is I'm speculating to a degree, but the state of Delaware just found out, if you don't implement your measures that you're required to do, the ASMFC will take action to close your fishery, because they did it for Delaware. It was eels, so maybe not as much of an issue as black sea bass, for example. But and the other thing to keep in mind, if the council does decide to go out of compliance and not implement measures, it does not only just shut down New Jersey's recreational black sea bass fishery, it shuts down New Jersey's commercial black sea bass fishery. It shuts down the fishery completely. So there are big implications for going out of compliance on a particular issue.
What's galling to me, Muffley, is that this is based on, and again, my opinion, listeners, on dramatically flawed science. And my opinion, Brandon, So.
No, I don't think anybody will question, we are behind on catching up with what's going on with this population of sea bass. No question. Any scientist, any manager was saying that this, what the crazy thing is, the black sea bass quota went up 20% this year. It actually did go up with a lot of push from managers and industry. The Science and Statistical Committee did reevaluate and modified the quota. The problem is the recreational fishermen have been so successful successful at and the sea bass are so abundant that recreational fishermen still went over our the quota estimate. So we still had to take a cut, even with a 20% increase. So it's mind-numbing,
Brandon,
to say the least.
I don't mean to chuckle, but it's just again the tightrope that you and the crew has to walk. I can't even say walk. It's a balancing act. Well, Brandon, thanks for joining us. Listeners, next Thursday, March 3rd, 306 East Jimmy Leeds Road. That's exit 41 North-South Garden State Parkway. New Jersey Marine Fisheries Council meeting. Be there. Voice your opinion. It starts at 4 o'clock. We'll probably run until 6:30. Here's an opportunity for your voice to be heard. Brandon, again, I can't stress enough the public getting involved.
Absolutely. We rely on the public. We want to hear the public's input. So does the council. We get a sense of where folks are at. Like you said, if you're in support or against a particular issue, we want to hear about it. Not hearing about it doesn't give us a better sense of where we need to go either this year or even going forward. So come out, provide your comments, be engaged in the process, and it's going to help everybody.
Okay, Brandon, God spares. We'll see you there. Thanks for joining us today. Best to you and that great family and that wonderful crew up there on Route 9 in Naco Creek. You guys are kicking ass.
Thanks, Tom. We appreciate it.
Take care. Yeah, and a striped bag bonus tag program for this year. Looks like the Bureau may have a little more flexibility in issuing a second tag. Okay, remember this year, last year, 2015, one, and that's it. Well, that's what they had to work with. There may be some flexibility. Brandon said no promises. Again, be at the meeting, 306 East Jimmy Leeds Road, next Thursday, March. I know 4 o'clock. It's painless. Take some time off if you can. If you want to get there, make your opinions known. Yeah. You have to be heard. Will it make a tremendous difference? Of course not. A little bit here, a little bit there. Don't forget, the bureaus have to work ahead of time. They're already thinking 2017, possibly 2018. Let your voice be heard. As Jimmy Donofrio, RFA, says, democracy is not a spectator sport. Get involved. Hey, grab that cup, grab that rebel. Be right back. Tom P. Rack and Fin Radio. 13th year, man. We do kick some ass. Take it down. Be right back.
This is Rack and Fin Radio with Tom P. on WPG Talk Radio 1450.
Yeah, back inside Rack and Fin Radio with me, Tom P. Weekend of February 27th. Okay, now March 1st. Happy New Year, man. Opening of the striper season. Hey, just a reminder, on March 5th, next Saturday, it will be the 10th annual Ocean City Intermediate School Fishing Club Flea Market. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's at 1801 Bay Avenue in OC. Okay, get a hold of Nick Verducci, NVERDUCCI at Comcast.net if you're a vendor, want to get a table. And for more information, you can also call Nick, 609-408-0196. That's 609-408-0196. That's March 5th, the 10th annual Ocean City Intermediate School Fishing Club Flea Market. Doors going to open at 9, and we'll close at 1 p.m. Give Nick a call. Drop me an email for more specifics, admission price, all that good stuff. All that money goes to the fishing club. Great organization down here. Again, March 1st, opening of the striper season. Unlike last year at this time, Great Bay, Graveling Point, Absecon Creek are ice-free. Join us on the line right now. Always an opening day comment. Captain Dave the Rave Showell. Absecon Bay Sportsman Center, 81 Natalie Terrace in Absecon. Captain Dave, how are you, man? March 1st, what do we got?
We're definitely ice-free, and actually the water temperatures are getting up where the fishing should be turning on right with the starter. That's what it should be really interesting.
Dave, when I gave you a buzz last week going over that Mullica River on the Parkway, Mullica River, 2 boats right there where the Bass River dumps in. There was a boat over in Collins Cove, and there were 2 people on that pier at that borrow pit right there fishing. So to me, white perch are on, and bass are going to be right in there with the white perch. So it looks like it's going to really take off. Hopefully, by next weekend, man, you're going to have some. You're going to have some bass entering your contest. Now you have a first keeper contest, correct, Dave?
Yeah, I'm definitely. I got a pile of gift certificates to give out, and we're going with the first fish is the first legal fish. If it's caught from the Great Bay to Little Lake Bay, any of the rivers hook up to it, it's going to be a $200 gift certificate. If like has been the case for the last couple of years when it's been so cold out, if it comes from the atomic power plant up there at Oyster Creek, we're gonna cut that back to half and save the other half for for the local fish.
Fair enough.
But let's get on with what we're looking at. We're looking at some serious fishing here. Like you said, I've had some reports. I do have bloodworms now. We're ready to go.
Oh.
But, beginning of the week before they came in, I had some guys come in and pick up some rigs, and they were headed off the Hay Road because they had serious reports of one of their buddies with good perch up there. And if the big perch are running, the stripers are with them.
Exactly, Dave. Listeners, Dave Showell, Absecon Bay Sports Center, 81 Natalie Terrace in Absecon. On the Rack and Fin Lounge right now, March 1st, opening of the Back Bay and River Striper seasons. So, Dave, what are you thinking now? Throw out a couple of spots you'd recommend for some bass and a shot at a keeper. What do you got, Dave?
Well, the rivers are warm up first. The rivers, the mouth of the rivers, obviously, if your fish are coming in out of the ocean, I think that's when Gravel and Point turns on the best but there are holdover fish in those rivers right now.
Oh yeah.
The mouths up on the flats. I have serious reports of accidentally caught stripers, which I believe are coming somewhere from around the mouth of the Great Egg Harbor River, and with fish up to 27 inches landed, and supposedly bigger fish caught. Now these are lure fish. These fish will get up on the flats in the shallow water, or come nighttime, they're going to be under the lights or under where you're getting attraction from the bait coming in. We're already seeing spearing in the water. The herring have moved in. We got that last full moon. With this water temperature, I know when we were allowed to use them for bait, I would. I know at this water temperature, on the full moon and the new moon, you're getting herring runs. They may not get to the dam, but they are filling up the rivers by now.
Okay, Captain Dave, are you going to announce the tournament on your Facebook page? Rather, give your Facebook.
Yeah, it's up there. Just go to facebook.com/Absecon Bay or look. Search for Absecon Bay Sportsman Center. Everything's there. All the links, all the rules, and. Send me your pictures. We want to show. We're not afraid to show off where there's some fish getting caught. So
exactly.
Let's have a good time this spring. I'll be regular hours start on the 1st. I'll probably be around. I'll be out later today. I'll be closed up, but tomorrow and Monday I'll be around the shop. So if you need any quick tackle, I'm here and I got it.
Okay, Dave, before I let you go, just a reminder, listeners, I went to the Freshwater Fisheries Forum at Battsville last Saturday, 10 o'clock. I had to leave, Dave, because we had another commitment at about 11:30. I'm driving back down the road, and there at Crowley's Landing, not one but four guys all set up catching. I only saw three fish, but they were catching some nice-sized white perch right there. In the Mulligan. So if they're the perch are up there, going to be some bass up there. Listeners, it's going to next weekend, barring a severe cold snap, Dave, like you said, it's going to pop. Okay, Dave, we'll see you guys this week.
Okay, we'll be looking for you, and we'll be down there to see you in a couple of weeks and really give the.
Oh yeah, and Dave,
the striper season.
Dave, by the way, Denise Reese said you were looking dapper at the Bass Pro Shops after party. You look good, man. You look good, Dave.
Yeah, well, it was a nice time. My first time in the big show there at Bass Pro Shops. But tell you what, all your listeners, stop by the store here. I think you'll find better local tackle and more selection of what you really need to catch these stripers here than you will over there.
Amen to that, Dave. And we've always said that. Okay, Dave, we'll see you guys this week.
Okay.
That is true, man. They have the fingers. Dave and his crew have the fingers on the pulse of what really works locally. Hey, the South Jersey Bass Club Association Open Buddy Bass Tournament. Okay, the first one, March 13th. That's a Sunday. It's going to be at Parvin Lake over there in Salem County. Kickoff is 7 o'clock. Weigh-in is at 3 p.m. You have to be in for the weigh-in by 3 p.m. Host club is at Tidewater Bassers. Listen, Parvin Lake, as I said last week, very shallow. I think deepest part 6-7 feet. Managed as a lunker bass lake. Unbelievable fishing in there. But again, because it gets so pounded, even though it's electric only, it gets so pounded with tournaments. Those largemouths in there, man, have PhDs. Very, very tough fishery. If you're good, though, you're going to catch them. Also, the South Jersey Bass Club Association Fisherman's Flea Market also on March 5th. Okay, it's going to be from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Millville Elks Lodge. It's 1815 East Broad Street in Millville. That's right next to the Route 55 overpass. Vendor table rentals, there's still some tables there from what I understand from cool guy Joe Hoban, $20 a piece, $2 admission, youngsters 14 and under free. There's going to be door prizes, free goods, a youth casting area, raffles. Hey, 2 full tackle boxes loaded, 1 salt and 1 fresh. And one of the raffle prizes is going to be a free 2-hour canoe or kayak rental donated by Al and Sam's Canoes and Kayaks. Go to sjbca.org for the Open Buddy Bass Tournament schedule and information on the flea market on March 5th. Yeah, over the years, I did that March 1st thing there, get there and be ready for 1 second after midnight down there at Graveling Point. I think I've done that probably, Scotty Albertson, Scott Spade, I did it probably 10 years. I didn't see one bass ever caught. But this year may be different. Those waters are warming up quickly now. Thursday we had that fierce northeast wind. Temperatures dropped a little bit, but it's happening. Last year was indeed an aberration. I remember March 1st, still ice on Great Bay and Molokai. It was crazy. Hey, speaking of tournaments, it is back for its 4th and going to be another successful year, the Beach and Boat Tournament. Join us on the line right now. Give us an update on what is happening. It's going to kick off, I believe, April 1st, is Captain Mike Young. Beach and Boat Tournament. Captain Mike, great to have you back, brother. What's happening?
Good morning, Tom. Jersey Shore Beach and Boat is happening. That's what's going on, and now is the time to sign up. It's going to be a rocket year for 2016. I think the fishing's going to be hot, and you want to be part of the Jersey Shore Beach and Boat Fishing Tournament.
Mike, it's very, very popular. You have over 10,000, already registered in the tournament as it goes. And listeners, the best part, kids, families. You don't have to be on a 48-foot sport fisherman, or in a 36 hot shot center console to win. Mike, is it still going to be the 8 categories?
Yes, it will, and still fish from the beach or the boat. Like you said, it makes it available for anyone, including that little 6-year-old that had that big bass last year on LBI.
I remember that. That was great.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Tom, we've received so many nice notes from parents and stuff, and from families,
right,
thanking us for the opportunities for the kids to get involved and to be able to do it together. It's just really, that's heartfelt, when you get that kind of stuff. People are into it.
Well, Mike, 4 years, in this economic environment as it pertains to the fishing, tackle, and boating industries, you got a little uptick finally happening. I mean, you had to be successful for, the sponsors to still be coming on board. So your 4th year now, Mike, any significant changes?
No real big changes. We're doing a little bit less on the live side of things as far as going to the shows this year. And the one change that we do have is that we're running a special right now at the $20 for the entire season entry fee. So they can sign up right at our website at beach, the letter N, boat.com. And right now, until April 1st, it's only $20. So they want to get in now before the 1st of April.
Absolutely. Okay, Mike, give that website one more time, please, and a phone number.
It's www.beachandboat.com. That's the word beach, the letter N, the word boat.com. And the phone number is 609-423-4002. That's 423-4002. People can call anytime. We'd be happy to help them in any way.
Captain Mike, just so you know, my lovely Denise Marie is gunning for drum, she's gunning for sea bass, and she's gunning for those very elusive kingfish. So I'm serving notice right now on February 27th, rather. So there you go.
Well, Denise did real well. Denise Marie did real well last year on the drum.
Yeah. So she says, I did okay, but I want number 1. You know how driven she is, Cap. So there we go. Okay, Mike, we'll see you guys soon. You're doing the studio sometime pretty soon, so let's make a date.
That sounds good, Tom. I'll see you soon.
Take care. Way long on that segment. Sorry, Chris Coleman. Be right back. Rack and Fin Radio. Too much stuff going on. February 27th. Oh, where did the Valentine's month go? Oh, man. Opening day, March 1st. How good is this?
This is Rack and Fin Radio with Tom P. on WPG Talk Radio 1450.
Okay, back inside Rack and Fin Radio with me, Tom P. WPG 1450 AM from 6 to 7. Great Talk Radio from 7 to 8, 97.3. ESPN FM, 50,000 watts of the Rack and Fin Radio message. Again, turkey permit application period is over. All permits awarded in the lottery will be held until 11:59 p.m. on March 21st. Okay, over-the-counter sale of leftover permits will begin Monday, March 28th at 10 a.m. until the permits of the season sold out or whichever comes through. Hey, Grand Crow season's still going on. Love my crows. That's going to end in a few weeks. Also, the conservation order on the snow geese and light geese is still going on. Hey, listen, if you want to get involved in hunting for next year, or for this year rather, 2016, Hunter education classes are now being scheduled. Already, I know it's in the early spring. Joining us on the line right now is Nate Figley. He is the state administrator for the Hunter education courses. Nate, how you doing, brother? What is happening?
Pretty good, Tom. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm still going to get crack at my crows. Turkey season's coming up, although I don't do that diaphragm call. I swallowed too many. Okay, we have that down. And then, Nate, I'm telling you, man, I'm already fired up for the upcoming fall seasons. People asking me, how do they get their youngsters involved, or how do they get involved in taking the Hunter education course? So you go to njfishandwildlife.com. But, Nate, go into it now. Now is a prime time to register for the spring, correct? Classes aren't as crowded. What's the dealio?
This is a really good time to beat what we call the fall rush, when everybody that has procrastinated before the hunting seasons really kick off. Of course, we have turkey season coming up, but the fall rush, it's very difficult to get into a class at that time because people sign up instantaneously as soon as we post the classes. Right now we have the March and April dates up there, and you can go right to our website. That's njfishandwildlife.com. There's a link right off the main page. It's right in the middle of the screen. You can't miss it. You just click on that link and then follow the instructions from there to be able to sign up for one of those classes.
And Nate, the Hunter education process, okay, you've made it, I can't say easier, you've made it convenient for, again, a lot of people working the two jobs. Free time is at a premium, and so it's been really a boon for Fish and Wildlife, correct?
Yes, yep.
And
it's been working out really well. And the way it works, the way the program works now, it's a study-at-home course. So you complete the home study materials, which are also available at that website or going out to a licensed agent and picking them up. You complete those as your ticket into the field day session, and everybody has to complete a field day session, and that's where you go out and do the shooting of the firearm or the bow, whichever course you would be taking that day.
Okay, Nate, let's go into the firearm. Didn't it used to be separate rifle for muzzleloader and rifle and shotgun? Are they together? And then you have your archery. Can you break them down, please?
The way it works now, we did combine the rifle muzzleloader and the shotgun courses into one course, and we now call it the firearms course. If you have already completed your shotgun course in the past and you want to get your rifle permit, you still have to complete the rifle portion of the class. When you actually come to the field day, we won't make you go back through the shotgun portion of it.
Okay, well, Nate, what's the deal here? I just want to get my shotgun. I just want to hunt with a shotgun. I want to hunt ducks. I want to hunt pheasants. I don't care about muzzleloaders. I don't care about rifles. You still have to take all three?
You still have to do it, yep. And all that's going to do is make you give you more options down the road when, so many people a couple years down the road say, I do want to hunt with a muzzleloader, or I want to take my trapping course and be able to use my 22 for dispatching. So most other states do it, and that's why we're following suit.
Okay, Nate, now the question comes up. Classes are full. You said more towards the fall. They get packed up reasonably now. April and May classes, how many are you looking at? Insofar as attendees, I mean, 2 dozen, 3 dozen. I mean, how's it been over the years, numbers wise, in the early going?
Well, in March, you'll see quite a bit of people because you have turkey season on the horizon,
right?
And you look at classes where we'll have 60 and 70 students, but then you get into the fall classes when there's everybody wants to get in there. You're looking at hundreds, over 100 people at a class.
Whoa! And, well, Nate, 100 people, over 100 people. That has. Well, you guys are doing a great job on it. Well, Nate, back to the muzzleloader rifle, shotgun. Do you supply muzzleloaders to shoot? Do the people have to bring their own? What's happening with that?
We do supply all the firearms. So the only equipment that you would need to bring is if you are taking the archery portion of the class,
right,
and you need to show a proficiency in that discipline in order to pass the course.
Okay, listeners, turkey season's coming up. Crow season's still going on. I know I stress this conservation on the snow geese. I don't know where the hell they are, man. We've been driving around trying to find them while we were scouting for turkeys the other day. So get onto njfishandwildlife.com. Register for your hunter education classes now. Far less crowded, more attention. I mean, they do a quality thing across the board no matter how many people are there. But it is, Nate, to me, and I've been to a few, it's a more relaxed, easier learning to me atmosphere when it's not, 100 people showing up. You know what I mean?
That's correct. Yeah, you get a lot more instructor time in the spring than you would in the fall. A lot more one-on-one time.
Well, Nate, keep it up, man. So how long have you been doing this Hunter Red thing?
11 years now.
Whoa! Okay, Nate, Hunter numbers steady? What do you see, going up insofar as taking the classes?
They're staying pretty much steady at this point. We had a real shoot-up when the crossbows became legalized for everyone to use.
Right.
We saw a real jump in Hunter Ed numbers then. Now those numbers have kind of come back down to where they were prior to that, so we've kind of leveled off again.
So, Nate, how many people do you graduate per season? Per year?
We graduate approximately 5,500 to 6,500 students a year.
That's great, man. A little state, fifth smallest state in New Jersey. We are a hunting destination location, people. I've been telling you this, Nate. Thanks for your great service, great job, and have you on Rack and Fin more, maybe midsummer, to get people cranked up for, hopefully, the fall when you're really going to be going crazy. Take care, man.
Probably don't need the advertising then, Tom.
See you, man. Take care, bro.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Yeah, man, I saw that one class I guess it was late August, early September. Whoa, man. Figley was right. There were probably about 110 people there. Hey, listen, also the Division of Fish and Wildlife is conducting an online quail and pheasant hunter harvest survey. They're going to be doing this through March 4th. Okay, I think they're going to be posting this on the division website, but it's www.surveymonkey.com / lowercase r, then uppercase LY7HHVX. Okay, Andrew Burnett, the principal biologist that runs the Fur Bearer Project and Small Game Project, said it'll take about 10 minutes to complete, and the survey results are going to be used to estimate only the quail and pheasant harvest on those public wildlife management areas in the Delaware Water Gap that are stocked. And word is the Division of Fish and Wildlife's Freshwater Digest should be available by the second week in March. Okay, second week. Figured out more the third week. They had some code changes in their regulation changes, so that's why the month and a half, 2 month delay. I don't get that. But also, don't forget, there's a warm water, cool water, freshwater survey being conducted by the Bureau of Freshwater Fisheries. Again, go to njfishandwildlife.com. You'll click on the freshwater link, and you'll see it'll go right down there. Complete the warm water, cool water survey. And this includes muskies, hybrid stripers, channel cats, panfish, crappies, yellow perch, all that good stuff. We are one of the top, although it was I know the new largemouth record was just broken down in Delaware, 11 pounds. Guy caught it on a spinnerbait, slow rolling a spinnerbait. Good for him. 11 pounds, 1 ounce, 11 pounds, 10 ounces, something like that. In the little state of Delaware, these small, Rhode Island, which is smaller, Rhode Island or Delaware? My geography, it's shot. Anyway, there is still some, still good fishing going out there. The warm up continues. It's funny how the warming trend coincides when you're scouting for gobblers. And let me tell you something. The lovely Denise Marie and I were out a few days earlier. Now, we had those, 2 nights in single digits, then 2 nights below zero, okay? And then I got up to the 30s, then the 40s and the 50s. So we're out there, throwing our Carhartts, walking around. I get back to the truck. Damn, girl. Check this out. Not one, not two. I had 3 wood ticks going up my Carhartt. And did you spray? Nah, man, it was just 0 degrees and below zero for 3-4 nights in a row. What these things are? So they'd be dead. She said, dope. The omnipresent bottle of Green Beret spray in the truck. I get the biggest kick at it. Sprayed them down. Watch them counted probably. They were a little slow, I guess, the winter. Probably 20 seconds, 22 seconds. All 3 curled up, croaked. Now, ticks, chiggers are going to be out pretty soon. The diseases, the tick-borne diseases, in addition to Lyme, scary stuff. You're going to be out there scouting for birds. Spray yourself down. Put a call into Bill Mitchell, a Green Beret spray, a.k.a. Commando. The all-natural spray. He's been a guest on Rack and Fin before, a sponsor. This is serious stuff. And Bill said, you think you had a few freezing nights, they're going to die? He said, I've been spraying, through the winter. Bill Mitchell, thanks for joining us on Rack and Fin, and give us some words on what you see the winter season progressing into late winter, early spring with the ticks, Bill. Like I said, I had 3 of them on me. I got a kick out of killing them, Mitchell. You know that. But it's it's like they are here. They take a little bit of a break, it seems, when it's below freezing for a day or two, and wham, then they're back. But what are you seeing out there?
Well, it's great to be back on. This winter, I guess we've had a mild winter. You're getting them, cold nights here and there, but on the whole, it's been fairly mild. We've been getting fleas everywhere ticks from Jersey. Even I've done some jobs down in Florida on the cold nights.
Wow.
Where the ticks are out. So, I mean, the ticks are there. I think we're just getting more and more insects. People are out more. They're more aware of what's going on. They want a solution. Years and years ago, you'd find a tick on you, look for it, you pull it off, you try to do the right thing, make sure the legs, all that stuff weren't in you. But now you have a product like the Green Beret that makes them back out, that protects you from getting bit, that actually kills them. You've had experiences where, we always talk about the 20, 25 seconds, and they're dead. But it is serious. I mean, we've been on the road, we've been at shows, we've been at a lot of things, and we work with people with Lyme's disease and all that, and it's serious. It's a big health issue. To have the second front, which be our hunters, our sportsmen, our outdoors people, is that you just have pure peace of mind knowing that you're not going to get infected if you take care of yourself properly, a product that works. It's good just to have that, and we're not talking, you don't have to mortgage your home to be protected or,
right.
You don't Obamacare. It's it's cost effective, and
he's crazy.
We're seeing more and more people because then you're going to get the chiggers. You're going to get all the other things that are out there in the woods and the thing, and to be totally protected and to be putting something natural and organic on our skin. You don't have to worry about, chemicals. You don't have to worry about, am I breathing it in? What's the problem?
Right.
It's just been a great season, and we've been following a lot of people, even down to people at the county level. They've changed over and use our product now instead of putting DDT in their trucks for the guy. So we're excited about, the season and protecting people, killing the bugs, and doing it, in a God-given manner. I mean, this is all natural, organic stuff, and the results speak for themselves.
Well, Bill, listen, you know me and listeners, I don't. Spiders don't bother me. Ants don't bother me. Centipedes, millipedes, all the creepy crawlies. Yellow jackets and hornets get my guard up a little bit. But something about a bug that fastens onto your skin and sucks your blood and can make you sick as all get out. Bill, I just skeeved that. And listen, I've told Mitchell before, and I've said this on the air. I'm from the old school. I'll drink DDT if it keeps these things off me. And the all-natural stuff, I poo-pooed at first, makes a difference. Bill, we're up against a hard break. Can you give us that website, please? And some now you have the sprays. You said it can go on your skin, on your clothes. Question now, Bill, will it last through a laundering or two, or does it have to be reapplied to your clothing after one series of usage?
Well, you're better off putting it on each use because you're using such a small amount. It's not like you're going through, a quart or, a couple ounces every time you use it. I mean, you have experience with it. A lot of the other people, you don't use a lot. So you're just better off for the probably, 2 cents it's going to cost you. You're better off putting your 2 cents worth into it and making sure you're protected. There's things if you have problems with other bugs, like the bed bugs, you're talking about bloodsuckers, things of that nature, the product you can actually even put into the laundry, into the load when you run that to make sure, there's no eggs, there's no problem. So it's a complete package. It's almost like you just follow, the steps 1, 2, 3. But I would definitely spray myself. If I'm going out for the full day, I've always said this to you, I do it personally. I spray myself or, my undergarment, and then whatever I'm putting on top of me by the weather, whether it's Carhartts, whether it's, shorts, whatever, I would spray the clothing again. So that way, even if they crawl onto you, they die. For some reason, if they get up on your leg, they die. It takes care of business that way so you can focus on what you're doing out there.
Okay, on the line, Bill Mitchell, Green Beret Spray. This stuff really works. Bill, again, up against a break. Give that website, please.
You want the website? You can go to www.greenberetspray.com, and that'll have all the information, ordering information, information on how to use it, videos, There's just a lot of great information to dig deeper into it.
Okay, Bill, we will see you in a couple of weeks when you're back up Jersey way. You take care. Best of Barbara.
You got it.
See you, man.
Take care, Rack and Fin. Tom, keep rocking it.
See ya.
Later.
Sorry, Chris, up against a hard break again. Grab that cup, grab that Red Bull. WPG 1450 AM, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 97.3, ESPN FM. Yeah, I just skeeve ticks. Chiggers, I've been lucky. I've been very lucky, and actually I had a dress for it. Spare yourself. But something about a tick, man. Be right back. Rack and Fin Radio.
This is Rack and Fin Radio with Tom P. on WPG Talk Radio 1450.
They're loving it live. Rack and Fin Radio with me, Tom P. Saturday, February 27th. WPG 1450 AM, the Great Talk Radio. 7 to 8, 97.3 ESPN FM, 50,000 watts of the Rack and Fin radio message. And thanks to, Denise Marie says, why don't you write them down? To the good number of people came up to us at the Bass Pro Shop / George Poveromo after party seminar at Bass Pro Shops last Saturday night. Listeners to the show, I greatly appreciate it. Hey, man, the Marchery sale is on at Banger Sport Shop, 840 Piney Hollow Road in Winslow. Same thing, I guess, with your sporting clays, your trap and skeet. It's a year-round. Archery is a year-round dealio here. Now, Chuck and Sam and that archery department and that great crew, they have a monster sale going on. But I understand a new archery range is opening. There's going to be an archery skeet machine happening. And the 3D archery competition gets underway. Whoa-ho with the bows here. Had to give Chuck a call and see what's happening. Mr. Berwick, how are you? Thanks for joining us today on Rack and Fin, man. How is that great crew out there?
We're doing awesome, man. Thank you.
Archery's rocking, Chuck. I mean, you have a great gun selection, great gun department. You have South Jersey Shooting Center right there. But archery, man, that is like the main vein. What is happening with that?
It's going crazy. It's getting more and more popular. We're growing. We're growing as fast as we can to try to meet the demand. And this is our great time of year because we get to blow out last year, and we got a bunch of new stuff coming in, and we get to blow all that stuff out now so that I can reorder for when season starts. I
know, Chuck. Here's the matter of the chatter: more and more people are getting involved in the archery, the bow hunting end of things for turkeys. Are you seeing that out there with your sales and stuff?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, so it went from we used to have 1 or 2 turkey heads in stock to now we have pretty much every turkey head on the market in stock, and we'll sell out. It's crazy. Hey,
Chuck, with these turkey heads, now listeners, Berwick calls it like it is. He was out at the Archery Trade Association out there in Louisville. Chuck, what about this? What about that? That sucks. It's a waste of money. Don't get it. I mean, he calls it as he sees it. Chuck, these archery heads, except for the ones that are meant to decapitate, I mean, can't you use a regular expandable or fixed broadhead to bring down a gobbler?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to keep in mind that shooting through feathers on a turkey is not like shooting through hide on a deer. So some of the bigger broadheads, some of the ones, even the rear deploying broadheads, they get caught up on the feathers on the outside, and you don't get what you need to really stop a bird. So fixed blades is a real good option when you're turkey hunting. You don't need a huge cut with a turkey. Really, what you're worried about is penetration and getting through the feathers because they're like armor.
Listen, I know over there. What do I get my turkeys at ShopRite? Denise Marie, she brings all the birds home. Chuck, what about this new archery range? What's happening with that?
All right, so we're breaking ground. It looks like the 7th, give or take, and it should be the area's largest indoor archery range. It's we're gonna have 20 lanes, 30 yards.
Whoa!
We're gonna light it properly. We'll have fluorescent lighting, but we're also going to have incandescent and LED lighting, so that this way your fiber optics actually work inside, because that's a huge problem at a lot of ranges.
Yep.
We invested in a Vegas-style target butt system, so it's truly flat. So when we have leagues and stuff, we'll have the most accurate scoring we can on targets. It's going to be a nice facility to shoot at.
And Chuck, when do you figure this is going to be open?
We're hustling to have it open for our customer appreciation weekend, which is April 16th and 17th.
April 6th. Listen, I'm writing this down. Besides that, it's just a great place to go. Chuck, you have a great cross section of people. You have your big game hunters, those that are strictly shooters, those that are into a small game. I mean, it's a very eclectic mix. I sit there and listen. Listen, I have a great little lounge over there. You sit and listen to the banter. Man, I picked up tons of information. Okay, now, Chuck, March 20th, what's it, the 3D archery competition starts?
Yeah, so March 20th will kick off our outdoor 3D archery season. And this year with the addition of the indoor range, we'll be able to continue that right into the fall and winter months. We do one outdoor 3D archery shoot a month, half-mile course, 42 targets.
Whoa!
We have a league available. So you join the league, you just have to make 5 shoots over the course of the year. And then we have an after party we usually do at one of the local taverns, and we'll give out trophies and that sort of thing. So it's a lot of fun.
And Chuck, and how many people participate in this? I mean, is it a limited number that you allow, or can anyone come in?
No. It's open. It's open to everyone's welcome. Like everything we do, Tom. Everything's welcome. We don't tell anybody no. We aim to please as best we can.
And Chuck, to get away from the archery and listeners, the Marchery sale. So we'll get into that in a second. It's a very unique course, listeners. They have intro to AR courses out there. The 1st and the 3rd. What's that? Sunday of every month. Chuck, go into that, please.
Yeah, okay. fun side of the house. We're adding more and more training daily. We just had our first class come back from Texas for our Texas CCW course. So we did a group trip. I think we had 10 guys. They flew out to Texas, did some shooting, took the class with one of our instructors out in Texas, and then in a couple of weeks here, they should see their Texas concealed carry permits in hand, which is still valid over in PA, where like Utah and the other ones got canked. Mm-hmm. So we got that stuff going on. We're adding more and more pistol courses all the way up through advanced, and then the new hot seller has been. Well, actually, we got 2 new hot sellers. I didn't tell you about the other one, but the first one is the intro to AR. So we go over everything that the novice needs to know about the AR. A lot of guys want to get into it, never owned one before, don't know what's up with them. So we break it down Barney style. We show you everything you need to know about the gun in a fun, informative type format. It's a 2-hour course, $80. You need to bring 60 rounds. And, we have one of our expert instructors, Fred, who's extremely well versed on that platform.
Right.
He's out there working with the guys, showing them everything they need to know, shooting with them. So it's a really good course.
Okay, so Chuck, back to the archery sale before we wrap it up here. Everything archery on sale during the Marchery get down?
Absolutely everything. I mean, and crazy sales too. We're blowing everything out as low as we possibly can. So if it's in stock, it's pretty much you're getting it for pennies on the dollar.
Wow.
We're also offering a great sale on pre-orders. So if we don't have it sitting on the shelf, but you want a specific bow this year, or if someone came in and bought the one you wanted right before you got there, you order the bow, you still get a sale price on it. So it's now's the time. This is where you get your tax return money. Hey, I'm buying a new bow this year. I will guarantee you, no one will give you a better price on a bow than we will.
Okay, Chuck. We'll see you guys this coming week, man. You take care. Best of Amy and Sam and that great crew.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it.
See ya. Yeah, so the last time I go into Bangers, hey, man, Chuck, Amy, how's it going? Well, this beast jumps up out of its bed, almost bounds over the counter, takes my head off. I said, whoa! It was the biggest Rhodesian Ridgeback I've ever seen. Name is Kimber. Amy and Chuck said she loves everybody except you. Hey, listen, tomorrow, the 28th, out there at the Piccadilly Inn, Route 206 in Chemung. It is Venison Valhalla Day. Incredible venison dinners across the board. Joining us on the line right now is the Venison Valhalla Vixen is Bonnie Schneider. Bonnie, I understand there's been one addition to that great menu. What do you got for the Venison Valhalla, girl?
We have a lot. The venison cheesesteak was the one thing that has us all a little bit excited. And your idea of the venison chili, of course. That was all Tom P's idea.
I take credit for that.
So we're going to serve that.
And what else do we have, Bon?
Well, our dinner consists of a slow-roasted venison. We're serving it up with mashed potatoes topped with venison gravy and candied carrots. You also get your choice of side salad or venison noodle soup. And my grandfather's tradition has always been to serve with Jell-O or a cream de mint as your complimentary dessert for $16.95 per person.
Oh, man, listen, if you go there and you see Tom P., Bonnie and Striper Chuck, I call him Tuna Chuck, whatever, and Bodie and Truman, they drag in a fire hose to keep it off the walls, because I go in the back there, behind that little thing in the corner, behind the fireplace, and, man, Tom P. goes to town. Okay, Bonnie, what time does this begin and what time does it end?
Starts at 1 o'clock, and we go all day. We close at midnight. So anytime you can make it, it's the time to come. Okay, listeners, tomorrow at the Piccadilly Inn, Route 206 in Chemung, Venison Valhalla is going to be a great time. The Pick is where sportsmen and sportswomen gather. Well, Bonnie, God spares, we will see you tomorrow, girl. You take care. That's great. Thank you so much.
See you.
Bye.
That'll wrap it this week. Rack and Fin. It's going to be a good time, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to get the chow, man, going on that venison. Get out and enjoy. Weather chill down a little bit. That's all right. Spring is on the way. White perch, March 1st. Striped bass season opens. Listen to Captain Dave the Rave Show. We'll give him a call on there, 609-848-0409, and he'll track you on to where a shot at a keeper bass. God bless America. God bless the troops. Get out and enjoy Tom P. Rack and Fin Radio.